Good morning, everybody. It's lovely to see so many of you here. Thanks for taking the time out of your day. So today's module is exactly what it says on the title. We are going to take you through our handy 10-step partner review, making it easy to check that everything is in place, ready for you to have a fabulous year of in-memory fundraising in 2026. Just a reminder, the session will be recorded, and both the recording and the slides, as well as our super handy checklist, will be available on the charity support site, so you can refer back to it afterwards or share it with other teams if it's helpful. And just to remind you, you can always access the recordings and the slides of our webinars from your much loved charity support site, which you can get to from your much loved partner area, clicking on the Manage and Training and Support tab. And it might even be a good idea to bookmark the charity support site to make it nice and easy for you to get to it. So today, my name is Jane Russell and I'm one of the account managers here at Much Loved. I've been at Much Loved for 5 years now, working with my lovely partners, and today I am joined by two of my colleagues, Michelle Merrison and Katie Burke, both of whom have worked in the fundraising sector for many years and specifically in memory fundraising. So they bring to this a wealth of invaluable expertise in this area. So what we're doing today is we're going to take you through our 10-step checklist so that you can make sure that everything to do with your Much Loved partnership is all exactly the way it should be. And we're going to share the checklist at the end of the session so you can print it out and take it away and make use of it. As you can see on the screen, this is what we're going to be focusing on today, all the different elements of your Much Loved partnership. And just a reminder, if you have any questions, can I ask you to pop them in the chat box and we will have a look at them all at the end. So first and foremost, your logo. Your charity's logo is far more than just a decorative mark. It's a powerful symbol that carries meaning, trust, and recognition. You could almost think of it as the visual heartbeat of your organisation. So in light of that statement, is your charity's correct logo showing on your Much Loved tributes? I know things change, the charity might have an anniversary, you might tweak your logo a little bit, just make sure the right logo is showing on your Much Loved pages. If it's not a big problem. Just get in touch with your Much Love account manager and we can sort that out for you. And also don't forget that if you can't get a hold of us for any reason, there is also our support team, always in the office and ready to help, and they're contactable, support@muchloved.com. Sorry, I'm just letting somebody else in. So your charity's website is its digital front door, shaping how donors, volunteers and beneficiaries perceive your organisation. When people arrive at your website, you want them to feel welcome and inspired, and that especially applies to your Much Loved supporters, your in-memory supporters. You want to make it super easy for them to find your in-memory offering. You want your content to be informative and engaging, not just telling people something, but actually moving them to do something. So now I'm going to hand you over to Michelle, who's going to talk to you about how Much Love sits on your website.
Thank you, Jane. Yes, so let's see if the technology works here. I'm going to try to take control here. So I'm just going to talk to you about how Much Loved appears on your website. So depending on your partnership level, will determine how that looks. So whether you're Advantage or Optimum. If you are Optimum, you will have your widgets, which will be embedded into your website. And obviously we brand this to match your website. And you'll also, as an Optimum partner, have the option to use a bespoke landing page, which is fully branded and can also have a secondary link to an about page where you can include further information about your charity and all the wonderful work that you do. So here is an example. Here on the left, you can see MND beautifully using their widgets there. And then on the right hand side, there's East Cheshire Hospice, who use a beautifully branded bespoke landing page. If you are an Advantage partner, you will probably be using your bespoke links. So you might have these displayed under a button, such as in City Hospice's case here. You might just have some wording there with a link beneath as well. But whichever option you're using, our advice for this is really simple, just check them. So what we'll often see, particularly with the bespoke links for the Advantage partners, is that sometimes you're actually linking to our main Much Loved Creator Tribute link rather than your own one. Now, if you're not sure, a quick way to check, I don't know if you can see this, it's quite small, but in the bottom left-hand corner on this example here for City Hospice, you can see that that link actually has their charity name within it. If your charity name isn't in the bespoke link, you're probably using the wrong one. So just have a look. If it's not right, if you're not sure what it should be, get in touch with us and we can resend you that link. Now, the reason that it's important that you use the right one is that if you're just using the standard Much Loved one, your own bespoke GDPR message won't be showing. Your charity won't be pre-selected, so there'll be added steps they have to go through, and all those wonderful bespoke options that you've chosen, particularly if you are an Advantage partner, they just won't appear, so you won't be getting the most out of that. And just to say, if you are an Optimum partner and you're checking your website and you see that, oh, I'm not using the widgets, actually we'd really like that, again, just get in touch with your account manager and we can make sure that that's done for you. So just have a check and make sure everything's working properly. And then moving on to your Much Loved partner area. So this is your hub, this is your Much Loved home. You should all be familiar with how to navigate around it and what's available here, so I won't go over the whole partner area. But just a reminder, this is what it should look like. So obviously, again, if you're an Advantage partner, this might look slightly different. So you might have limited access to these buttons at the top, and the strip might be a slightly different colour, but the overall look is the same. But what we really want you to be thinking about as part of your checklist is who has access to this. So if you're not sure, get in touch with your account manager again and we'll be able to tell you who's currently set up as a user. But you need to just be making sure, does everybody who needs access have access? Or do we have lots of people who have left and actually don't need access anymore and they should really be removed from our list? So the message is kind of just speak to us, let us know. You know, sometimes we'll see under your accounts you have lots and lots of names and we guess that probably some of them shouldn't be there anymore. So just have a check and let us know. And if somebody does leave, get in touch with us. We can make sure that their access is removed. And obviously when someone joins, we'll get them all set up for you. So moving on to alerts. Now these are really useful. I used to love these, but actually what we find is it's only if they're used in the right way they're actually useful. Otherwise they kind of become more of a nuisance. So these are kind of the list of the alerts that are available, and every user that has access to your partner area will be able to set their own individual alerts. So for example, your accounts team probably have zero interest in whether a tribute is created or if an anniversary is coming up, but they really want to know whether they've been paid or not. So for example, your accounts team could go into this area, they could set their alerts and just receive that payment alert. So it's a good time to think about what's useful for you and actually what alerts do I want to receive? Am I receiving more than I need? Because sometimes what we'll find is if you check them all, that's wonderful and your inbox will be very full, but actually they start to become a bit like background noise and that's not really any use to you. So just have a think about it. As a reminder, just in case you're not sure of how to find those, if you click on the Manage tab at the top of your partner area, just click Alert Preferences, and then this is the area that it will take you to kind of add in your email address, and then you'll be able to look through and just check which ones you're receiving and amend that if necessary. So moving on to GDPR, and don't groan, I'm not about to do a deep dive into all things GDPR, particularly at this time of the morning, but really we just want to remind you that your GDPR is presented to those creating a tribute, either via your links or your widgets, those that are adding a fundraising event to a tribute, and those making a donation to the tribute. So what we really want to make sure is, do we have the most up-to-date GDPR statement for you? Have you recently changed that and perhaps not informed us? If you're not sure what statement we have, again, ask us. We'll happily send you the wording that we currently have and just make sure that's right. And normally within your GDPR messaging, we'll have a link to your privacy policy. So if this has been updated, but it's still sitting on that same page on your website, that's absolutely fine. It will still all work perfectly. But if you've had a bit of a facelift on your website and that's now sitting somewhere else, just let us know, send us the new link to that page that it's sitting on your website, and we will make sure everything's going to the right place. Here's a reminder of your GDPR responses. So obviously your users report will have everybody listed and all their GDPR responses, but you can obviously drill down into certain kind of groups of people within the tributes report and the donor details report. So just a quick reminder there of where to find them. And something I just wanted to mention is kind of particularly if you're looking into your stewardship journeys, which Katie's going to speak about soon, but it's just think about, are you using the responses? You know, sometimes we just focus on the Tribute Guardian and their responses, and obviously that's great. You want to build a relationship with them, but I would say don't underestimate your donors as well, because they can be close friends and family who really want to kind of maintain that connection with you and continue to support your important cause. So if they've ticked yes, don't let that information go to waste. We know how hard it is to actually get people to engage and to actively say, yes, I want to speak to you. So make sure you are using that information, because it's all there for you. And then moving on to the API, I am not a technical expert, so I'm not going to go into how it all works and the technology behind it. But basically, for anyone who doesn't know, it kind of creates a bridge between two systems so that they can talk to each other following kind of a set of rules that you determine. So we do have an API with some of the CRMs. That's actually provided by third-party providers, including Beacon, Donify, SmartThing and Bridget. So have a think about, if you're doing manual uploads, you're downloading the data from Muchloved and then uploading it into your CRM, could an API kind of automate some of that for you? Would that save you some time? If you're not sure if an API would work for your CRM, get in touch with us. We can point you in the right direction. There's also on our support site some webinars which we held back in October, which were really interesting, and they were held with each of these providers, and they just talked through kind of more of the nitty-gritty stuff of how it works, you know, any costs involved. So do have a look on the support site and re-watch those if you're not sure if this would be right for you or not. But again, we're always here to help, so just get in touch with any questions. And now I'm going to pass over to Katie, who's going to talk through stewardship.
Thank you very much. Just make sure I've got the tech sorted, which I think I have. Yes, so stewardship. Remember that the festive periods can be hard for your InMem supporters. Don't shy away from contact at this point of year. I know that it can be easy to do so, but make sure that you show that you care. It could be simply by taking the time to light one of our Christmas candles, or you might even, because your time is precious, you might even like to get a volunteer involved with this. I know a couple of our charities have something called a gratitude volunteer, and they get their volunteers to come in, light candles, put thoughts on and send out thank you. So maybe this is something that you might like to do as well. It's a really lovely touch point for the Tribute Guardian, but also a meaningful role for that volunteer. Have you got your thank you strategy in place? Do you know who to thank and when is best for you and your supporters? Start planning now, ready for 2026. What dates do you have coming up in 2026? Have you got any key anniversaries that could tie in with any messaging or any campaigns? Obviously, always ensure that it doesn't clash with other teams, so you're not fighting for the attention with your comms and marketing team, because unfortunately, In Memory is normally the one that loses out. So try to be collaborative and work together with the other teams. Ensure your stewardship email plan is sensitive but yet strong. Starting the year with this plan gives you a clear programme for all your MM supporters for the year ahead. And again, don't forget to include things like lighting the candles, the thoughts, planning for the anniversaries, using those alerts that Michelle mentioned earlier, and making sure that the deceased is at the forefront of everything that you do. And also, really importantly, not only just stewardship of your supporters, don't forget about your internal stewardship. This really can be vital and can help build your InMem product and service. Talk to your teams throughout the year, keep them up to date. Maybe you might have a key tribute created. Share the stories, share the family's stories. Be that inspiration so that you are working with the internal teams and also the volunteers again. Once you've got all this in place, hopefully you'll be feeling nice and confident so you can push ahead and not shy away or worry. Remember that these supporters are key for your future support. They could be your legacy pledges of the future. So make sure that you plan now to care for them now and in the future. So moving on to social media. Social media, I understand many people do try to shy away from in the In Memory side of things, but we're here to say to utilize what you've got. Don't forget to use in all your planning. It's just like the legacy messaging, drip feed it throughout the year. In Memory supporters don't know that they're In Memory supporters, and they don't know that when they're going to need or want to do this. So make sure that you promote it all year round. And also don't forget that you can either end your year strong or start the year strong with your end of year much loved total. On the screen is some examples of what we can do for you guys, so you can get in touch with your account managers, celebrate the amazing generosity of your bereaved supporters, helping them understand that even in their darkest times, they've had a huge impact on your charity. Dedication pages. We love dedication pages. We love to see what you guys do with dedication pages. They are a place to grow a community, and they don't just have to be in mem related. Have you already got your festive dedication page created? Maybe you're using it to enhance a campaign that you're running. Or if you haven't, maybe you could. Maybe you're trying to fund the crew or staff members for over the Christmas period. You could have a dedication page set up alongside with this, receiving messages of support for those members that will be working and away from their own families. It's not too late to use our templated service, which is quick and easy to set up. You could be sharing a new dedication page by the end of today. But equally, don't forget to plan to use these in your 2026 strategy planning. Maybe you'd like to use them through Mother's Day, Father's Day, Remembrance Sundays, or even if you've got those key dates, those anniversaries, maybe it's a 50th anniversary or something like this, that your dedication page could really be complementary and help. And as I said, we love to see the creativity, so you can always keep us entertained. We've seen things like dog shows, we see thank yous, we see so much, so it's great to see. And like a good girl guide or scout, I like to be prepared, so we are trying to help you be prepared for your year ahead. And we have leaflets and explainer videos explaining what a tribute is to help your supporters understand. We've got a lovely animation video which can be tailored to your charity. Again, you just need to get in touch with your account manager, and also a leaflet which again can be tailored to your charity, and we can arrange for a digital version to be sent to you, but also a print ready version that you'd be able to then send onto your printers. And there is more information on the charity support site about these as well. They really are a great asset and really worth utilising. And finally, as we've all spoken about a little bit, don't forget that you do have the charity support site. It really is a hub of all much loved knowledge. And you can always access it. So maybe you might be burning the midnight oil and working later than normal standard hours, and you've got questions that you want to ask. You could quickly log in and have a look and see if what you need is on there. There's lots on there. There's the past webinars. There are oh goodness, there's imagery for your social media. There is also all the artwork things you need for bespoke dedication pages. Really, whatever you think of, it probably can be found in there as well. But of course, don't ever forget that your account manager and our support team is always there to help. And now it's back to Jane.
Thanks, Katie. So I know that was a complete overload of lots and lots of information. So what we've done is we've put together a checklist that you can use to go through and make sure that everything as it should be, so that come next year you will be ready to hit the ground running with your in-memory fundraising. We've also, I hope you can see it okay, there's a QR code there. If you make use of the QR code, pick your phone up and point it at the QR code, it will take you directly to the charity support site where you can download the checklist if you want to print it out. And also you can access the slides that we have shown today. So with that, there's not much more to say than thank you very much to my colleagues, Katie and Michelle. And I hope that you all found this session helpful. Just so it's nice to get everything tidied and organised at the end of the year so that then you can start off 2026, which is really fast approaching, all ready with everything in place so that you know that those in-mem supporters coming to your charities will be able to find everything that they need. So Merry Christmas to all, although it is a bit early. And now we're just going to see if we have any questions in the chat, which I know Sally's been having a look at.
I think Sally's done a great job at answering them as we go.
I've answered some of them. Great webinar. That was fantastic. I thought it was great. So there was a few conversations about APIs and connecting it to Dynamics 365. So I think rather than Dynamics 365 developing to it, I think that my knowledge of that isn't very good, but I think it would probably be down to the charity to develop to our API to connect Dynamics 365 to our API, and that's available to anyone that maybe uses a data warehouse or that kind of thing as well. And I've never actually heard of that one, so we're happy to have a conversation with them. Anyone else want to chip in and answer any questions, let me know, or just spin through them. So there isn't a way for the marketing opt-in for the donors to be on the payment report, but obviously that information is available to you through the donor detail report. And don't forget, you get your markers, Michelle said, you get your marketing options for the tribute fund holders, and you also get your marketing options for anyone who's setting up an event within a tribute as well, and that comes through to you on the event report.
I'll jump in, Sally, if you want me to answer a question. Catherine, sorry, I've just lost your message now. Catherine was saying you weren't on the right package to connect to Beacon. Just get in touch with your account manager and we can sort that out. I do know that, I believe I'm right in saying, Sally, that Optimum and Advantage partners might access different information with the Beacon API, is that right?
Yeah, so Beacon have developed to our API slightly differently from, well, there's two different ways of developing to our API. Either you connect directly to the reports, which is what other providers have done, or you can directly connect to what we call the endpoint, which is all the information that sits under the Tribute tab or the Donations tab within your partner area. So if you're an Advantage partner, you would just get access to the information that they can pull through that comes from underneath the donation tab in your partner area. And if you're an Optimum partner, you get access to both the information that comes through from the Tribute tab and the donations tab from your partner area. But if you need any further explanation, either get in touch with us directly or you can speak to Beacon directly about it as well.
Okay, well, I've put the QR code back on the screen, but as we have mentioned, the slides and the checklist will be available in your Much Loved on the Much Loved charity support site, which you access via your partner area beneath the Manage and Training and Support tab. So if, oh, no, there's one more question.
There's also a question about using Salesforce. So off the top of my head, I don't know of any charities that have used our API to connect to Salesforce, but it doesn't mean to say they're not out there. So that might be a really good thing to pop on the Much Loved Google group. And if you haven't got access to that, then do let us know and we'll make sure that you're added.
And Katie, Razor's Edge integration is available through Bridget. Is that, oh no, SmartThing. I'll send you over some information.
And about the Tribute Guardian, does that get a notification if a Christmas candle has been lit, Emma? It depends on the settings that the Tribute Guardian has, because there's 3 different types of settings that the Tribute Guardian can have on their page, depending on how they want content to go. So content can go directly on a page without any notification. The Tribute Guardian could receive a notification of new content going onto the page, or the final one is the Tribute Guardian could receive a notification and would have to approve any new content going onto the page. So it really depends on how they've set up their notification preferences.
Okay.
So on the link I've shared with you guys, a little bit further up in the questions, is a direct link to today's presentation and the checklist that Jane and Katie and Michelle have pulled together for you. So please do look at that. Also on that webpage is a recording of the sessions that we did with Bridget, SmartThing, Beacon, and Donify. So if you want more detailed information about how those integrations work, I'd recommend watching one of those sessions. They're very quick. They're about 15-20 minutes long. So have a look. We'll give you a bit more information, but feel free to reach out to any of us to ask any more specific questions.
Okay, I think we've come to the end of our questions. I did check the questions on the Q&A and we've answered those. Again, all I can say is thanks very much for coming. I hope you found this session helpful.